Peace. Welcome to the Voices of Reason show. I'm your host, Skilo Slim, and today we got a very special guest in the building, and I'm gonna slide it to her so she can introduce herself. Hello, Miss.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. My name's Nicole Tamayo, and I am the program director for our youth and family program at Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition.
Okay. So what do y'all do?
So Nebraska Urban Indian Health Coalition, it actually was founded in 1986, so we've been here for about 32 years. But what we do is work primarily with the Native American community, doing substance abuse, suicide prevention. We have a treatment program as well there. Pretty much any health issues that need to be addressed, we try to address them.
Okay. And you said since 1986.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a long time.
Yes.
Right. So so who was the person? Do you know who started it and like why did they start it?
So there was a group of community members from around here, from Omaha area and Lincoln, that decided that we needed some type of facility or something to work with the Native American community. There isn't any like a Native center or anything here, and so a group of people got together and decided to found the Urban Indian Health Coalition to try to address some of the issues needed.
Okay. Y'all just like provide programs for people.
So primarily our location here in Omaha, we have a treatment center, so we do inpatient, outpatient, and transitional living. And then we do have a health clinic actually in Lincoln as well.
Okay. So what do you have to do to sign up, or like how does it work?
So for our inpatient treatment, you have to be an enrolled member of a federally recognized tribe. So you have to actually be enrolled into a tribe. But for like our outpatient, that's open to anybody in the community. We do a sliding scale fee based on income as well, because I know it gets pretty expensive for evaluations, for like drug and alcohol evaluations and stuff. And then we have a transitional living program, which we have, we work them through like getting employment, GED, giving them life skills, but they also do like groups and counseling sessions and things. So we do have counselors at the facility, but for that you have to have finished an inpatient treatment either at our place, usually at our place. Sometimes we take outside from other treatment places, but they do have to be enrolled member of a tribe to go to the transitional too.
Oh, okay. So like it's like the regular programs anybody can come to.
Mm-hmm. So we do for the youth and family program, we do like substance abuse, suicide prevention. A lot of our stuff is culturally tailored to work with our Native youth, but it's not just exclusive for them because we know like not our kids and families are just not around other Natives. So really being able to make sure that their peers are getting the same information around substance abuse, suicide, sex education, a whole bunch of different topics. We do a lot of healthy relationships with them.
Right. That's dope. So was it like a big issue, or did somebody just feel like they wanted to address these things?
So suicide, Native Americans have the highest suicide rates. They also have the mortality rates are 3 times higher for like alcohol related deaths. And so pretty much if you look at the stats that are available, Natives have like the highest health risks than any other minority group. And so another part of that is like the historical and generational trauma that they've been through is that we try to bridge the gap between services that are available from other organizations and health clinics and stuff in the community with our Native families so that they're more comfortable going to them. Doing a lot of like cultural competency training within other organizations and doing historical trauma trainings at different places too.
What's that historical?
So when you look back, a lot of like the substance abuse and like mental health issues and things, you talk about trauma, like if somebody has been like in a car accident or something like that, where you have trauma like getting back into the car. So it's the same kind of concept as that when you look at the historically, natives have had so many genocides against them between, a lot of it was from boarding schools where they were pulled from homes and sent to boarding schools without having, like they didn't have a choice in that. And so a lot of families were separated, so they lost that whole family value and traditional values.
Right.
But then that kind of that's where a lot of that alcohol and stuff came into play. So then that generational goes along with the historical, is that those mindsets and coping skills of using substances and stuff passed down to the generations because that's how they saw their family members dealing with those things.
Right.
So that's what a lot of it is a lot of people were trying to get the youth back to culture and stuff, so that it's like the biggest protective factor they have against those other issues.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cause see, I didn't know about like the boarding school. I thought that was like a long time ago.
So they still have boarding schools now, but now it's optional if you send your youth to boarding schools, which a lot of them, they integrate the culture into them now.
Okay, that's good.
So I mean, it's not that long ago that like my grandmother was sent to boarding schools,
Right.
and that was in like the 50s.
Right.
So
That's
it
not that
wasn't
long.
that long ago, and it was after her too that was happening. Really, so it's not when we say, oh, this is history, this happened a long time ago. It really hasn't. I
Right.
mean, even for like natives, we were the last group to actually get citizenship to actually vote, and that wasn't until like, I don't know, I think it was like when was it? I don't know. It was within like the last probably 50 years. Is that
That's
when we were
crazy.
able to? So I mean, it's when you look at the history that are taught in schools too, it's a big issue for our kids, is because it's one-sided, like a European thought that's going along with that, when a lot of our youth know their history and they know that that's wrong, like that's not how it happened to them.
It makes you rebel.
Yes. So that's part of it too, is we work with the school systems. With OPS, they have a NICE program. It's a Native Indigenous Centered Education, which is actually working with the Native youth. And I think like last year they graduated, I want to say like 76 Native students out of the high schools here in OPS. But just in OPS alone, there's over 70 different tribes represented. Because we are urban, you can't really focus on one tribe,
Right.
because we're not like on the reservation there. But there's about almost 3,000 students just in OPS district that are Native American.
Wow.
So I mean, it's a lot bigger, it's a lot larger group of people than people realize that is here.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That is, because you said over 90 tribes?
Yeah, there's over 70
Over 70?
that are represented just in OPS.
Wow. Like I would have never guessed that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have thought like 20 or so.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So what's your role with the organization? What do you do?
So I run the Family and Youth Program. It's called SOMS. It's Soaring Over Meth and Suicide, which was primarily our first focus with the program. SOMS was established as part of like when they grew from just the treatment, as a prevention mechanism for the youth and their families. And that started, I think, about 10 years ago now. I've been there for 4 years. So
Congrats.
thank you. But we really do a lot of community events. We do health events as well. We partner with different organizations in the community just to really bridge the gap in health services that our Native American families are accessing. A lot of them are not comfortable sometimes going to other places, and so really giving them the cultural competency trainings and stuff and how to work with our families.
Okay. That makes sense. So what's something that's like challenging about your job?
It's with any social work, you get emotionally attached to a lot of the families and things that you work with. So it's kind of hard when you still see these issues, coming up. It's not something that we can fix overnight. So sometimes, I guess, successes are not as big or like as soon as you would like to see them or you would hope to. But it's definitely the day-to-day is the best part, is just really working with the youth. There's so many stereotypes put on Native Americans as, you know, being alcoholics or not, you know, not really working or, you know, so it's really, when you see these youth, we have a youth group as well that meets every other week at least, and they come faithfully every week. They do community service, they do a lot of the event planning, and so really giving them skills on top of, like working skills on top of just the regular life skills that they need.
Right, that's dope. That's why I wanted you to come. That's why I'm glad you came, so that we can like get some of those stereotypes like out of the way, because that's what people think, so that they can see the good work that y'all doing.
Right, I mean, we just did a backpack giveaway this Thursday that just passed, and we had, you know, a handful, like 15 youth come and fill all the backpacks and hand them out, and that was like 120 bags that we did.
Oh, that's dope.
So, I mean, it's trying to give back to our community and let them understand, like, our youth are positive. They're really, you know, we give them a lot of leadership and empowerment trainings and stuff too, for them to change where their future is going to be, instead of having somebody else tell them, well, you know, your family did this, or, you know, holding them back, letting them know like they can reach to their full potential.
Definitely, that's dope. Yeah. I appreciate that you do that.
Thank you.
So what else would you want someone to know about your organization?
So we are going to be switching our location site. We're working on a capital campaign right now. We've got $8 million raised right now. We need another $8 million, but we did purchase 5 lots of land on 22nd and N. So we're gonna be moving over there starting in the spring. 2019 is when we'll break ground for that. But we will have, there's the old Eagles building that's on the corner right there right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be renovating that, and that will be a lot of our programming. We do have an elders program as well that meets 3 times a week, and they do a lot of like community events and stuff too, and then they work with the youth as well, just like teaching on some of those stories and history and stuff.
Right.
And so that's really important to continue that. But with our new building, we have the one we're renovating, and then we're actually going to be building a brand new building across the street from it that will house some of our already existing programs, but it will also be a 44-unit apartment building that will be affordable housing. So that's kind of where we're going in the future. That'll be done by 2020.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that.
It'll be good. We're gonna have like half a basketball court inside, and it'll actually be a really nice space. It's about 3 times as big as the space we have right now. We've really outgrown our building that we're at. We're located on 24th in like a block north of St. Mary's, 2240 Landing
Yeah, I've
Court.
seen the building.
Yeah, so it's pretty. I mean, we make do, we do what we can. You know, we do a lot of programming out of there, but it's a lot of trying to find other places to hold things, because we do have really large groups for a lot of this stuff.
Right.
Especially with our Native community. Unfortunately, there's a lot of deaths in there as well. And one of our things is that we open up our building for funerals and stuff too, because we do like overnight, like 3 or 4 day wakes and having a funeral service, and that pretty much shuts down the whole like operation of business for the most part, just for opening that up to the families and stuff, so that they have somewhere for their loved ones to go.
Right.
So we actually will have a really like large community space open for those types of things and community events that will allow us to continue on like the regular business as well.
That's
too.
dope that y'all do that. That's dope. So how many people do y'all have involved in your whole organization? Is it big?
It's not. I think we all hold about 5 or 6 heads.
Right.
We do have, so total at our location here in Omaha, we have, I think about, I don't know, maybe about 15 people. We have some that are like subcontracted for part-time stuff, but we have, I think, like 40, 50 people total between our Lincoln clinic and here.
Oh, so y'all really doing the work. Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of sweat and tears.
Right.
It is, but we have counselors, we have like social workers and caseworkers that we work with outside of our organization as well. And so that's a big part of our networking is partnering with different services that we can get our families everything that they do need. So
That's dope. So if someone wanted to get involved, if they needed help or something like that, how would they get in touch?
so you can go to our website if you want to have any more information as far as like about programming, or if you would like to help with a capital campaign or anything like that. It's www.nuihc.com. If you are looking for any like services or any help with anything really, you can come down to our location at 2240 Landon Court or give us a call, 402-346-0902.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen for you. I got you, don't worry. So is there anything that you would want to say before we get out of here? Like anything you want the people to know that's seeing this?
No, I just think that there's a lot of people that are really trying to reach those that aren't getting services. I know in the community as a whole, we know that there's people who really could use help. They just don't know where to go or they don't have insurance and stuff for that. And so that's a big part of, like I said, with our outpatient, we do the sliding scale fee stuff. And we do have other groups, like we have a domestic violence group, we have a lot of community groups that are open. There's no charge for those things. And so it's really, if you're looking for any type of support groups or anything, you can always give us a call. We can, if we don't have something there, we can always refer you and get you in touch with somebody that can help you.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope right there. I like the fact that it's open to anybody, you know, but you have that focus.
Right. We have to have some type of focus to say we were targeting.
Right.
But
right.
it's definitely,
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, but it's really, there's so many people who are left out all the time. And like for natives, there's not one really like place for them to go or anybody that's really targeting serving them. A lot of times they get forgotten because they don't realize how many are here. I think just in the Douglas County, there's like almost 7,000 natives.
Wow.
So it's really, there's like what is it? I don't know, I have it here.
Yeah,
That's
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead, look it up. We can get it right.
In the state of Nebraska is 1.9 million, and there's almost 27,000 in just the Nebraska area.
Wow.
So it's a lot larger population than many people think.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that many. I didn't think it was that many because I know when I went out before, I had visited someone at Job Corps out in like Shadron, Nebraska.
There's a bunch out there.
Yeah, and I was surprised, but everybody was cool to me. It was a good time.
Well, it's really different with the urban center that we have because there are like tribal organizations like on the reservations.
Right.
There are 4 tribes here that are originally from Nebraska, as the Omahas, the Winnebagos, Isantis, and then there's Ponkas here. And so that's one thing with working with urban is so many of our families travel. They migrate back and forth between the reservations because it's only about an hour or so to the closest one.
Right.
And so really kind of keeping tabs. And we work real close with the reservation as well, just so that they understand if they're there or here that they have services available when they need them. So.
Right, that's a beautiful thing that y'all do. I want to say thank you, for doing that work because I know a lot of times it's like thankless work,
Yeah.
But, it does serve a good cause in our community.
It definitely makes a difference when you have a youth reach out to you or a family or somebody say, I really appreciate what you are doing. The little thank yous once in a while definitely motivates you to keep going.
Right, definitely.
It's not an 8 to 5 job, that's for sure.
Right, that's how it goes.
Right.
So could you let them know one more time how they can get in contact or if they want to help?
We are always looking for volunteers or anything as well. So you can come down to our location, 2240 Landon Court. Give us a call, 402-346-0902, or on our website at nuihc.com.
All right, that sounds good. Well, people, we come again to the end of the episode. I want to say thanks for tuning in. If you please get in touch if you feel like you should help or that you can in some kind of way. You heard her say that they need that $8 million. So go ahead and cut a check, and help out. Let's go to a good cause. And so once again, I'm your host, Skilo Slim. And you can get with us at thevoicesofreasonshow.com if you want to keep this conversation going or if you need any more information. So with that, I'm going to say peace. Until next time.